It's important for all anglers to get involved in conservation. I think we have a feeling we can always make something better, but there's nothing better than wild.
This is the cast, this one here. One and done, that's all I'm asking for. Come on, my dear little friend, I think about you every day. Jump on there for a little bit, I'll let you go, we'll all go home. I'm talking to him, I'm talking soft right now, but a few more casts, I'm gonna get pissed off and start hollering. Come on, steelhead, come on now. You know, every one of these videos, they have a photo of a guy catching a fish. What about one without catching one?
Oh, give me that cornbread and buttermilk, a country boy's delight. I eat it every morning and I eat it every night.
A lot of people dismiss something like fishing as being down at the pond with your bobber and your...
Well, what I did is I stopped taking orders here last year because it was getting a bit ridiculous. So this is an old style of how they did it in the old days. So. My name is Bob Clay. I live in the Kispiox Valley. I'm a bamboo rod maker. I got a place here in 1977. It's the same year that I met Tom Derry. When you first meet Tom, you're attracted to Tom for some reason. You don't know why, eh? But you are. He's got a very easygoing demeanor.
Oh, my love, can't miss you in the joy.
I think it's safe to say when you give yourself to something or connect with an animal or an issue, it becomes part of who you are. I don't think there's ever been a day in the last 50 years that I haven't thought about a steelhead. It's a constant in my mind. I've spent my whole life fishing as far back as I can remember. I grew up in Oregon, which is where I live now. My family had a cabin out on the Molalla River. My wife and I got married at the cabin out there. We spent almost every weekend out there. And on one of those trips to the Molalla, I saw my first steelhead. That fish just left a lasting impression. I really got into steelhead fishing. I saw this great article in Trout magazine, and it talked about hooking a fish in the lower Kispiox and landing it a half a mile down the Skeena. And that story stuck with me. And at the time I was trout fishing in eastern Oregon, and I said, I'm not going to be here next year, I'm going to be on the Skeena. That just kind of started my whole migration up here. So I really ate, slept, and lived steelhead for a number of years. It's interesting how folks that come up here, some people fall in love with the long gravel bars on the Skeena. Others love the Kispiox, which I do, and I love the Bulkley and the Maurice, but for some reason the Babiin just sticks with me. It's just the place I need to be part of the year.
We're a lot slower than they are too, right? Two people. Mm-hmm.
Oh man, you want to have strong bones as you age, this is the product to get. 100-day supply. Take it with food. I would describe the Skeena and all of its tributaries as just representing wild abundance. Everything we had in the Pacific Northwest, you know, in Oregon at one time, is still here. It's so nice to kind of travel back in time. I guess I come here just to see this as a template. And I think, we can have some of this abundance in Oregon as well if we just had more faith in nature. I think we have a feeling we can always make something better, but there's nothing better than wild. Almost everything on the planet has had man involved in changing it in one way or the other, or I can make nature better. But these fish, a wild fish, is just that. Hasn't been touched by the human hand, self-sustaining, and really unique.
Stephen, tomorrow the 3rd.
Stevie interview.
Esteban. Oh, I like it. Tom invited me to come down to the Native Fish Society auction. I didn't know where it was, and I was making my way through Portland, and I came upon people picketing the event, and I was thinking, what a headache it's got to be for Tom and the other people organizing. And instead, I saw Tom handing beers out to the protesters and just killing them with kindness.
Tom Derry's been with Native Fish Society as long as I've known him, and he's kind of the core that brings all these different people from every walk of life to a common goal.
Tom has made a difference. He's raised money, and he's got projects going, and he's spread the word about wild fish.
At the Native Fish Society, I think some of our biggest successes have been in stopping habitat degradation before it happens. We've stopped gravel mines, we've dealt with wastewater issues, mineral withdrawals. Each guest that comes up here pays an extra conservation fee, and we put that in the bank, and when we see someone that needs some help, we send them some money. We're really selling hope. We're telling people, if you support us, we're going to do the best we can to protect wild fish.
Tom is a unique character in the world of fish conservation. He's really a relationship builder.
Good luck today.
I think about, one of the clients that he brought one time to Haida Gwaii. It was literally a lawyer for an opposing side in a court case to do with a river in Oregon. And they're good friends now, and they go on fishing trips all the time.
I think Tom is motivated by making changes today that will outlast any of us, trying to give something back to this very thing that has given so much to him. Tom once told me to have faith in nature, simple as that. And he also says, enjoy your life, because nobody else will. I think he's really good at those two things.
It just seemed appropriate out there sending people off each day to just give them a holler. Maybe they catch more fish, or maybe they don't.
You think the fish can hear you?
Oh, no question they can hear me. Yeah.
This is where we're going to get them, right here, in that little shiny tail out there. Oh, this fish is going to be a chromer. Yeah, no question. Look at that. Just bounces through there. We get them now. Sure would be cool to feel some weight on the end of that string. Really got to get used to handling a lot of rejection in this business. You know, catching fish doesn't really have anything to do with fishing. Sometimes you don't even want to catch one and you catch one. Other times, you need one bad. No. We're just steelhead fishing, fellas. That's what life's all about, right? Last chance! Last chance! Okay, forget about it. I'm going home. You think you have enough footage of casting? Guess we're not going to be able to have a movie. Really worn out now. Probably going to need a nap. Oh yeah, they don't go down to the bottom, do they? I don't know. I can't keep track of that shit. Jump on there, we'll take the rest of the day off. Take a nap this afternoon. Eat a big lunch.
I think it's important for all anglers to get involved in conservation. In reality, we all want the same thing. We want more fish.
A truly wild place is hard to find in this world anymore, but we can get pretty close to this up here.
Tom is like an energy that is so crucial. It would not be the same if it wasn't for Tom.
Well, I think a good conservationist could be a lot of different things, you know. A lot of it is about what time you have. Rivers and fish need friends, and I think you have to connect with the rivers and the fish to be a friend.
If we're not out there angling for them, steelhead just cease to exist.
People don't really know that they're there. So you could have all sorts of things going on in the environment. You could have overfishing, you could have pollution, you could have all these other things going on, and you could really never tell if there's any fish there or not.
Everyone should care about something. Doesn't matter if it's fish, if it's wilderness, if it's anything. People should get involved. They'll feel a lot better about themselves rather than just sitting on the sideline reading about it in the paper. Once you get involved, at least you're making an effort. It kind of clears your head and you decide how far you want to go with it. My late friend Bruce Hill always said, activism is the rent you pay for living on the planet. And I just have to think that if everybody paid a little bit of rent, the world would be a much better place.
Yeah, so Tom's been out in a wall tent on a raised platform in the back corner of the lodge for a long time, and then we went and did some upgrades and turned it into a cabin. And while he might like it, I think really he should still be out there in that tent.
Each